Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to the goal system. Now, I'm starting with this slide. This is something that I use quite a lot in the work that I do. I feel like it's a really appropriate time to start talking about this. So if you're here, my assumption is that you aspire to be great at whatever it is that you're doing. And there is a high probability that you're in some form of leadership, whether it's in your community, your family, your friend group, or in your organization as a team leader, as an executive. And that really starts with self-leadership, really truly understanding yourself, understanding how you operate, how you think, what gets in the way, all the positives and the messiness of being human, but how we model behavior for ourselves, those actions that we take. And that information starts with self-awareness. What am I doing? How am I doing it? Why do I do it? What are those feelings and thoughts and that humanity beneath that? So when we're thinking about goals, it's really important that we recognize that we have behaviors around goals. Now, many of you may have checked the first email, not quite got to the second email. So you're receiving this and you're like, oh, got to get to that. I would encourage you to, if you really truly do want to achieve your most ambitious goals, get to work. So far, we have shared the core construct, which is a framework that helps leaders like yourself achieve their most ambitious goals. The core of this is about getting into action. Now, action, most of us, myself included, are busy people, and busyness is always available to us. Tactics and tasks and to-do lists are always available. So not all action equals progress. What we want to do specifically with this course is identify what the right action is that we can take at the right time and for the right reasons. So we make meaningful progress. That's really the core of why we're doing this. And we use the system called MAPS: measure, aspire, prioritize, and stack. MAPS take us somewhere. They give us direction. They give us a sense of order in how we're getting to a place. And sometimes we go off track and that's all okay, but we know where we're going and we know how to get back on track. So we've gone through measure in the last email where we took a look backwards and to see what we've been proud of. What have we done over the last 6 months that really created a lot of movement in our lives? What actions did we take? What things did we achieve? Who did we introduce into our world? What things did we want to achieve that we did not achieve? All of this is important information. So this week, we're actually going into Aspire, which is visualization. So visualize the experiences and the fun times and create. Visualization is such a critical part of big goals, big dreams, big ambitions, to put yourself into that reality, to feel what's going on around you, to feel what it feels like to have achieved this objective. It can work in many levels. So today, this is the time. This is when you have permission to dream a little bit. So let's get into the work for today. So what is visualization? I really like this quote here. Visualization is daydreaming with purpose. Now we have purpose. I'm only asking you to visualize 6 months ahead from now. So today is July 15th for me. So that means 6 months from now is January 15th, very close to my son's birthday. So what do I want to feel proud of at that time? What do I want to feel like I have succeeded? This is really the core aspect of this module of this work. So I have a philosophy: success is by design. I know that when I design the reality that I want to create at a very high level, I have a higher probability of achieving that success. And when I felt like failure, I haven't put in the work. So this is, again, the time to put in the work. Begin with the end in mind. Stephen Covey wrote this in one of his books. He's a master in terms of leadership and management and taking action. Begin with the end in mind. Visualize success, visualize the end, put context around it, feel how cool it is to achieve it. These are the action steps. So first step, I want you to basically give yourself permission. As a busy professional, I could argue that you come second against everything else, whether it's your family, your friends, your work, your colleagues, your team, the organization, your clients. Give yourself permission to have some time to imagine a future. Block out 20, 30 minutes more if you can. Find the space. Now let yourself dream with some context. It is 6 months from today. So it's 15th of January, 2026. And I want you to write from this perspective. What are you most proud of achieving over the past 6 months since July 2025? What has changed in your life, in your work, in your relationships? What big things have you moved forward? Why is it important to you? What does it feel like to have achieved these great things? We want to tap into that emotion of success. What else has impacted your success year? Maybe you've met new relationships, or you've grown in yourself. I do a lot of self-development work. So, I'm so surprised at what's happened. The fact that I'm actually creating this video is a surprise for me, because 6 months ago, I was deathly afraid of putting my face on camera. And now I'm doing this on a weekly basis with you. So I have grown as a person, and I am so proud of that. And I actually had this visualization 6 months ago. So there's the sort of how it all connects. All right, second step. Listen for the truth. Read back what you've wrote. Take time to underline the moments that feel the most honest, exciting, and emotionally charged. This is where you get down to the sort of brass tacks of really what you truly want to achieve. And the third part is anchor that feeling. Choose a phrase or a word that works for you, that captures the emotion. For me this year, it was really about getting out of my comfort zone and serving from a place of genuine sort of care and honesty. That's why I do what I do. I actually really, truly believe that I can help people achieve their biggest goals through the work that I do, whether it's one-on-one in teams or like this, contributing to the world. So that for me was to get outside of my comfort zone, because I'm here to serve. So what is that for you? Now, this is only going to be as successful as the effort that you put in. So I highly encourage you to find the time, sit down, get a notebook out, and have some fun. This should be fun. Who doesn't want to feel successful? All right. See you in the next email.